Hi, welcome to another video on my driving or riding robot Mydfir with line following, color recognition and active sonar. The active sonar, as you can see here and here, is momentarily disabled in software. What is more important is the color sensing, and since this is line following, being right in the middle, we have to look here. Let me lift the robot. This is the line follow, the color sensing with 3 cables, black and then green and red. Following those 3 cables or wires, then it follows that this is the power and ground, of course, and this is the most important for the working of it, which is the value cable. And all the values you have seen passing by on screen and if it is alright, then you will see it in these lamps as well. That is input A2 on the interface as a reading of the value of the color. And apart from that, if you look closely, you will see that there is very little space between the actual floor and the sensor, and that is necessary to eliminate any color fluctuation. But as you've also already noticed, that is not easy, and it may be even closer to the ground, but I don't think that that is good, because there is light being sent and received, and if it is too close to the ground, that is hardly impossible. Then a second thing to look at, with which I started last time, is this problem, and then I'm meaning this tire. It is partly ruptured or torn, and it is not entirely through, but it is getting there. And when I look further, there isn't any more place where a rupture is going on. This is the power cord from the battery. And the other tire is quite alright. So I'll let this be for now, and I'll concentrate on the riding and color recognition. And with all other wires most likely still alright, then I guess that's it for this introduction, and let's see how it behaves on the line map, or which is more officially called the Robo Explorer map, with the colors and the line. So let's power on and see how it behaves. So as you can see, the robot is on the track now, and knowing that even shade can influence light values, it's evident that with the present orientation of the map it is best, because the color sensing is at the inner side of the circle of the line, and if it runs now, the colors will have less, I hope, less influence by the shade the lamps are giving. And once again, there are two lamps. Due to the daylight, there is of course actually 3 light sources, but the lamps are brighter. So with that, I think I should power it up and see what we get. Alright, a bright light for the battery, which has been freshly charged. So I hope it will not stop following the line like at least did last time. But at least it senses the correct color with the light. Unfortunately it does stop. And let's see what the rest of the behavior will be. That is the wrong color. Okay, let's wait a bit. Will it continue automatically? I don't think it will. Now it's, and as you can see, it lost track entirely. It's waiting, so I have to manually correct it right now. Again, the wrong color sensing first, but now it burns blue. So that itself is correct, but once again, for some reason it loses track and it stops, while the algorithm says that it should look at the left side for the line, which it doesn't do. That's a correct sensing of the color, but losing the line again. And I have no clue why it stops and why it flashes red. Because there's no red, there's only white now. Apparently it lost track, like it does now. And the odd thing is I never changed the line following algorithm in itself, the line following part. So this following behavior and stopping is not what it should be at all. Maybe I should look at that again. So the behavior of both line sensing and or line following and color calibration or color sensing is not quite what I expected. And last time I removed every output other than color sensing, and if we look back, it says blue, blue, and nothing but blue here. Well, that in itself is correct because it's blue now. But as you can see with the cursor, it's getting up and up. And I should be seeing, well, now we have a change into green here. This is green. However, this is red, which and that sequence in itself is okay. But the strange thing is that it was also sensing blue, I think, just prior to encountering green. So if I go back to the end, where it is now, stopping and waiting for some weird reason. On the other hand, it still runs, and now it continues. So I'm not quite sure why. Also, the data link, which is directly between an active link between running the software and the behavior of the computer, is completely active. So it senses blue, it keeps sensing blue, which is in itself correct because it is on blue. Let me stop it right now. Look for line sensing. This is distance. This is line sensing. And the line sensors are very close to each other. So, like I said earlier, I didn't change the line following in a long time, and it used to work. So why it doesn't work now, I have no clue. For the straight parts it does work, but as soon as it misses it, there's something wrong. So here it senses both, the line in both sensors. Here it misses on one side, which is the right side of the line. Then of course with 0 here it is on the left side on the line, and this is or am I? Oh no, wait. When it senses both, when it doesn't sense any line, it stops. And this is when it rides over a line, so it follows the line. But the strange thing is, although it apparently regularly stops, then this is no use. because either on the right side or on the left side of the line it should correct, and the correcting I miss for the last few times. It really misses. And right now let's start the software again. I hear the motor engage, but there's no movement. No movement at all. So let's end it for now and see whatever happens more. Another observation, now the program doesn't run and everything of the robot is under power, is that I doubt you would doubt that shadow play is one of the reasons of misgetting a color or getting a color wrong. However, light particles are extremely small, extremely fast, so in that respect, yeah, it would have influence. Right now, let me see what it does if I put line following on the input again, because I'm quite curious how that will be. Not here. This is one, and this is one. And then I should actually say, and this makes it clear which input it is. No line at all, so it has lost track. This is the right side of the line. Then this is the left side of the line. And finally, of course, following the line. And this is just over the line, following it. So with that, let's just do it. See whatever happens. Well, that is very clear. It doesn't see a line at all. So let me manually correct this. And as you can see, this is something that I didn't expect to happen. And right now it follows it nicely and it loses it again. Manually correcting and losing the line again, it just drives right on. Correcting it manually. losing it. So, and losing it again. This is all very strange behavior. And I have no clue why this is. No line at all. Well, yeah, on both, no line. Is it the line following sensor? Why doesn't it correct it? It should happen much faster. I have another theory, and that is that somehow my computer is very slow, that the sensing therefore is slow, and that with that this is going wrong. On the other hand, I've been using this computer in combination with this robot and radio frequency transmission for a long time, and of course it didn't always work, but usually it did. So why now? Why doesn't it go wrong now so often? I have no idea. So with the line following now printing on screen and suspecting some delay in processing, also by making a screencast on an old computer, maybe that is of influence. However, when I make a camera recording like I'm doing now, screencast is not recording, so that should not delay the computer the data transfer wirelessly. And yet, as you've seen in the previous segment or 2 segments ago, that was not a reason for not going wrong, because it did go wrong then anyway. So let's start it again and see what happens. It doesn't see any line now, so manually correcting again. It shows the green light, but again it loses the line. It loses the line again. Why doesn't it correct? It says the line. It's going right. It's going right. It's going right. Left. And now it loses. Now it loses the line again. It just drives right on. Wrong color sensed. The former lab it was, and now it shows green again. First red and now green. Well, green is correct, but it doesn't show the line, so it stops. It's correcting itself, that is very nice. It loses the line again. And now it nicely follows the curve, which it should. And it loses the line again. And I deliberately correct it very slowly to see as when it catches the line again. And it has to be a very big correction. So this is not what I like to see. And right now you also notice that the movement has gone very much inside, making a complete, maybe a loop, I don't know, it has done that before. So let me put it back on track and see what happens. I did hear the motor right after it stopped, but I think the auto correction function is not quite correct. It doesn't sense a light, although it still is on the blue color. So whatever is happening, it is very, very strange. Let me also see what happens if I use the sonar for correction of direction and see if it then again picks up the correct color. That's a very good idea. And remarkable is that it is always the colorless curve that it does correctly. And what you see now is of course very, very strange behavior. It is actually looking for the line, but it won't find it. And now maybe it finds it. So let's run it once again. Just maybe. No, it keeps running around. And you've seen the response with the sonar, that it took quite a while for it to finally find the line back and correct itself. So there is something going on. Maybe it just is the light. I don't know. Who knows? And like this it can just apparently go on and on for a long time. So let me just put it straight. Alright, and this will be the end of it for now. As you can see, it just loses track of the line. Sonar does somehow maybe correct it, and it finds it again. It's not quite logical. Color sensing is still off. Now it senses the right color. And for the rest, maybe it is shadow play that gives the problems. I'm not quite sure yet. You noticed also that it gave a very odd turn, losing it altogether. And that's it for now. Thank you for watching. If you like my videos, please consider to support my blog and videos, and for info please check my website. Check also my Instagram, which you can find on my website. And this is of course to be continued. Bye bye.